Hello everybody and welcome to the United Stand. This is your latest Manchester United transfer news where we talk about all the latest transfer news and give it that real fan opinion. Remember, this is sponsored by Unibet. If you're not getting enough Manchester United transfer news from us, click the link in the video description to go to the Unibet vlog. Lots of great writers, breaking news, transfer news on there all the time. Some really interesting stories on Harry Maguire and also my article about the one player I would sign for Manchester United if we could only sign one more. And maybe we are only going to sign one more. Link in the video description for that. But let's start off with Matthijs de Ligt. I've probably got his first name wrong, but look, also I want to talk about the Saunagez thing. Really is interesting if it's true. I want to get onto that, but let's get on to de Ligt because look, it's starting about de Ligt again, and a lot of people are starting to get excited about this, but a lot of people like me look at it with trepidation and total and utter lack of trust that there's any chance of this deal is going to happen. But what I would say is 100%, Manchester United will have had the conversation with Mino Raiola to say, look, you want Pogba to go? Remember, Mino Raiola said that everyone at United knows that Pogba wants to go. So we will have known that for a while. 100%, Manchester United will have said to Mino Raiola, what's the likelihood of de Ligt coming to our club? Because if Pogba's adamant he wants to go, and Mino Raiola is going to get that deal done for him, and Manchester United know they're going to lose Pogba, and Manchester United know they need a centre-back, only an idiot wouldn't say to Mino Raiola, de Ligt is you're the agent of de Ligt. We'll let Pogba go if you get de Ligt to come to us. Now, that's very simplistic. It's a problem solver. You know, you don't want Pogba to go, but as part to cushion the blow, you get in one of the world's best centre backs to come to your club. It is a problem solver. Of course, there's two issues with that. One, I don't believe de Ligt wants to come to Manchester United. I just don't think that he wants to come to an unstable club that's not in the Champions League, where it's going to be a lot of work and there's a big mess to deal with. I don't think de Ligt wants to do that at all. And two, I also don't think that Manchester United really have even considered how de Ligt would fit into Manchester United without Paul Pogba. I think they're so... look, Mino Raiola, he's still a Mino Raiola. What I'm trying to say in a very bad way, actually, is that if Pogba goes and we get de Ligt, I've seen so many people over the weekend saying, I don't want another player from Mino Raiola ever again. It's great when they're incoming, but in a very short space of time, he's forcing them out because he wants another big sign-on fee. And of course, Pogba going, he goes, you bring de Ligt in, but he's still got an agent called Mino Raiola, and that for me is a concern as well. To be honest with you, at this juncture, I'd rather we just got the Harry Maguire deal done, let de Ligt go wherever he wants. But the latest reports about de Ligt are that there may be a door open for a PSG or a Manchester United because Ajax are becoming very frustrated with the bartering that Juventus are doing. So keep your eye on that de Ligt deal. I must admit, it is very weird how it's not been announced yet. And I said this last night as well. Is there any chance that United, in a far-fetched galaxy, they bring in Griezmann and de Ligt to make Pogba want to stay because you get two world-class players? I mean, why has Griezmann not been announced as Barcelona player yet? It's a release clause. You pay the release clause, the player comes to you. There's no involvement for Atletico Madrid. But apparently he's refusing to go training for Atletico Madrid. Have Barcelona now decided that they don't want Griezmann because they're going to get Neymar? I don't know what's going on there. And Griezmann's suffering with stress, having said, I want to leave Atletico Madrid. Anyway, we'll leave that for there because I don't think that's going to happen either. But let's move on to this Saunagez thing next because it's interesting actually, isn't it? Last week, a week ago, on the 7 a.m. transfer show, I said, I expect United to do 2 deals. A week before that, I said, I think United will do 1 deal this week, and they did, Wan-Bissaka. Last week, I said, I think we'll do 2 deals before we go on the plane to Australia. We did none. What do I think this week? I ain't even going to make any predictions. I do think we're going to sign Bruno Fernandes and Harry Maguire. I don't know when we're going to do it. I'm just going to go along with consistency that United take ages to do deals. So I don't know, but what I want to see is some bloody momentum and some bloody movement because it is taking too long and we are running out of time. So we need to see something happening this week. You know what? I've got a funny feeling they're going to announce De Gea a new contract because what did we do last week to pass the time? 3 new contracts handed out. Oh, look, it's another new contract. I can see us doing that with De Gea to try and fill the time with a bit of positivity. But I'm fed up with these new contracts because these new contracts could be announced in August or September. Anyway, let's talk about Saunagez. Obviously, I don't think we sign Saunagez unless Paul Pogba goes. But if he goes, there is an opportunity there. Really interesting this is. Remember, we've spoken out about this weird thing with Bruno Fernandes' contract that if you offer over 35 million and Lisbon reject it, they have to pay 5 million to Bruno Fernandes. I've never heard of anything like that before. This thing with Saul Niguez blew my mind. Now, whether it's true or not, it's coming from football leaks, and apparently when Saul Niguez was a teenager, before he broke through, George Mendes and the former chief executive of Manchester United, Peter Kenyon, have a business based in Dublin called Quality Football, and they bought a 40% stake in Saul Niguez. So basically, Saul Niguez has got a €150 million release clause, which is about £136 million sterling. So if anybody puts a bid in for Saul Niguez or pays the release clause, 40% of that goes to this Quality Football company that own 40% of him. So Atletico Madrid will get about 80 million instead of 130 million from his release clause. But it goes further than that, and it says if an offer goes in for Saul Niguez and Atletico Madrid and Saul Niguez reject it, but Quality Football would have accepted it, then they have to get their 40% stake is forfeit, but Atletico Madrid have to pay that 40% to them, whatever the value it would be. You're probably getting lost here, but basically, in layman's terms, or laywoman's terms, let's be equal, if Manchester United offer £100 million for Saul Niguez, and Atletico Madrid reject it because it's below their release clause and they want a lot more, but the 40% holders of Saul Niguez, Quality Football, say, well, we would have accepted £100 million, then Saul Niguez doesn't come to Manchester United because it's been rejected, but Atletico Madrid have to pay 40% of £100 million to Quality Football, which is 40 million quid. So it's interesting. It's interesting. If it's true, it's very interesting, and it just goes to show the complexities of some of the contracts that still exist that are now illegal, I think, these third-party ownerships. But apparently that's the case with Saul Niguez. So he may well go for cheaper than 130 million. He could go for about 100 million. But still very, very good option for Manchester United as a replacement for Paul Pogba, and certainly somebody I would be looking at. Milinkovic-Savic, I did the video on him on Saturday. There was another story yesterday about Milinkovic-Savic in Marca saying that United are in talks for him. I don't trust the Milinkovic-Savic stories, to be honest with you. And anybody who's watched the United stand for over a year will know I'm a big fan of Milinkovic-Savic. This time last year, I was saying about Milinkovic-Savic what I'm saying about Bruno Fernandes now. Perfect midfielder to come in, give us some depth in the midfield. And to be honest with you, when I look at the season we had, and it's very similar to what happened with Perisic 2 years ago, I was saying Perisic would be brilliant. He's so good at getting across into the box. We need somebody to do that from the wing. We haven't had anybody to do it for years. It didn't work out. We didn't get to see what he could have done. I think if we got Milinkovic-Savic last summer and had him playing in that midfield with Pogba, we'd have been a much better side for it. But I don't believe we're in for Milinkovic-Savic now. I don't. I think Milinkovic-Savic is going to leave Lazio. I think Lazio need to generate interest. At the moment, there's only interest from PSG. The betting odds have PSG as evens to sign him, and we're 3-1. 3-1's quite high odds, I feel, in a betting of a singular footballer moving to a football club. So I think Manchester United are being used. We said this back in May. There will be credible stories about who we're after, and there will be a lot of incredible stories whereby we're not after them. We're just being used to bump a price up. I think we've heard it with Lo Celso, for Spurs to bump their price up for the Betis midfielder, and I think we're hearing it with Milinkovic-Savic. I think Lazio are trying to bump the price up, trying to scare people who are after him to get the deal done. I don't think United are in for him. I think he'll go to PSG or Juventus. I don't think he's going to come to Manchester United, which is interesting, because I do think he would be good for us. I just don't think it's going to happen. And a lot of people say, Milinkovic-Savic had a bad season last year. He didn't have as good a season as he had before, but he's still a good player, and I think he would be a good player for United. I just don't think it will happen. Just going back to that Ligt thing for a minute as well. I mean, there is a scenario there as well. If Ajax don't want to do a deal with Juventus because they won't offer enough, and Juventus don't do the deal, and he did end up coming to Manchester United, of course you've then got Juventus with a little bit more money to maybe sign Pogba. So there are still look, I think De Ligt will go to Juventus. I think Pogba will go to Real Madrid. I think that's what will happen. But you never know. There might be a few twists. And I think Griezmann will go to Barcelona. But you don't know. You do not know. And United is definitely a club that's active in this transfer market. You can't deny about that. With regards to Lukaku, they're talking about United, Napoli, Juventus and Inter. But apparently Lukaku wants Inter Milan. He wants to play for Conte. He wants to go to Inter Milan. That's the journey he wants to go on. So Lukaku again, another player that's gone on the tour. I'll be very surprised if Lukaku is a Manchester United player at the start of the season. I think that's a good move for everybody. Of course it is. But it's a very big week for United. A very big week for United. And of course it's a very big... Hopefully it's a very big week for United, the United stand. Look at the subscriber count. We're currently on... Let me have a look. 490,000 subscribers. We are getting closer and closer to the 10. Well, we're in the 10,000 subscriber countdown. So please share every video that you watch of the United Stand now if you are subscribed. If you're not subscribed, very easy to do. Bottom right hand corner, click that subscribe button, notifications bell. You'll get videos off us every time we go live then. And we will go live, look, 8 o'clock every night, 7 o'clock every morning is the Transfer Daily. But if there is any credible news throughout the day, we go live. And of course, Flex is flying out with Josh, the camera guy, to Australia today. So we are going to have from tomorrow daily vlogs of what's going on over there, linking up with fans at the games, all sorts going on. So make sure you are subscribed. But yes, the road to 500,000 subscribers is on the race, I should say. So help us get there. Remember, it is your channel, The United Stand. But look, the week ahead for Manchester United, what am I thinking? Rap singer, chain blinger. I'm thinking that momentum is key. Momentum is key. I'm still not going to move away from the fact that I said back in March, I think we will sign Bruno Fernandes. I've been told that, and I think we will. And I've been told that we'll sign Harry Maguire for £75 million, and I think we will sign him. But you never know. You never know. I think we were going to sign Morata 2 years ago, and at the last minute, we got a phone call from Raiola, and Lukaku became the deal. Things can change at the last minute. And you know what? Maybe there would be a phone call from Raiola saying, look, my most important deal this summer is to get Paul Pogba to Real Madrid. If that means me getting De Ligt to you, let's do it. You don't know. You don't know. But I think we do. Bruno Fernandes, Harry Maguire, I'd be very happy with that. I do think Sean Longstaff is going to come to United. Now, I know some people aren't inspired by that, but it's an interesting deal if and when it happens because he's only played for Newcastle 9 times. United have clearly scouted him to a level that they really think he's good. And remember, we scouted Bruno Fernandes most of last season, every single game. So, you can't have your bread and butter and eat it. And I've got the saying wrong there, but you scout Bruno Fernandes madly and everyone's like, yeah, we need to get him, he's a great player. But we've clearly done a lot of scouting on Sean Longstaff. I know he's only played 9 games, but there's clearly been a lot of work done on him because the name has come from nowhere and United clearly want him and Solskjaer clearly wants him and they think he's going to be something. So it's an intriguing signing. Go and do it. Go and crack on and do it. Let's see what becomes of it. But let's get these deals done. Let's get them done quick and let's get some momentum this week. That's what I want to see. Make sure you smash a like on the video, everybody. And remember, link in the video description for the Unibet vlog. If you want to read about Maguire's Manchester United dream, the one player that I would sign, they've got breaking news, transfer news, really good writers on there. The link's in the video description, the Unibet vlog. Give it a click and go and have a read of some articles this morning. And I shall speak to you at 8 o'clock tonight. It is a call-in live tonight at 8 o'clock. But if anything happens through the day, we will go live as well. Thanks everyone for watching. Subscribe and share. Thank you for watching.